Hidden deep within the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia lies a story so strange, so unsettling that it feels like fiction. But it isn't. It's the real-life account of the Whittakers, a family that has captured the internet's attention, not for fame, but for something far more tragic. They've been called America's most inbred family, and while those words are harsh, the reality behind them is even harder to face. This is not just a story about genetics. It's a story about what happens when poverty, isolation, and neglect intersect and spiral into something almost unrecognizable. So today, we ask you to look past the shock value and witness the very human truth behind the headlines. Chapter 1. The forgotten town of Odd nestled in Raleigh County, West Virginia, there exists a place with a name that almost feels like satire. Odd, but it's real. A town with fewer than 1,000 people, lost among winding mountain roads and dense forests. Life in Odd is not glamorous. In fact, it hasn't changed much in decades. With the decline of the coal industry, towns like Odd were left behind, abandoned by industry and ignored by progress. Generations have lived and died here without ever leaving. Isolation isn't just geographic, it's social. The people here are proud, resilient, but trapped. Schools are underfunded, jobs are scarce, and the nearest hospital might be an hour away. In such forgotten corners, stories like the Whittakers are not only possible, they become inevitable. Chapter 2. Meet the Whittakers. The Whittakers live in a small, weathered home in Odd. Their house is surrounded by a loose collection of furniture, chickens, and stray dogs. It looks more like a forgotten property than a home, but to them, it is home. The family includes several members: Betty, the matriarch who keeps things in order; Lorraine, who once worked as a waitress; Ray, who communicates mostly through grunts and barks; then there's Timmy and Larry, each with their own quirks and conditions; and then Kenneth, who passed away but was once the most coherent of the bunch. When Mark Leda, a filmmaker and photographer, first visited the Whittakers, he was struck by what he saw. He had heard rumors of an inbred family living in Odd, but nothing prepared him for the reality. Ray barked like a dog, the others couldn't form full sentences, and yet there was something undeniably human in their eyes. Chapter 3. The Man Behind the Camera. Mark Leda is best known for his project Soft White Underbelly, which documents the lives of people on the margins of American society. Addicts, ex-convicts, homeless people, sex workers. His work focuses on those we pretend not to see. In 2004, he encountered the Whittakers during a photographic trip through Appalachia, but it wasn't until 2020 that he revisited them on camera. His video interviews exploded online, drawing millions of views. People were shocked, fascinated, even disturbed. But Mark had a different goal: to bring awareness and compassion to people who had never been given a voice. And despite their conditions, the Whittakers welcomed him back. They trusted him. His camera captured not just their faces, but their spirit, their pain, their confusion, and their resilience. Chapter 4. Understanding Inbreeding. Let's talk science for a moment. Inbreeding refers to the reproduction between close relatives, like siblings or cousins, which increases the risk of genetic disorders. In small, isolated communities, the genetic pool is limited. If repeated over generations, this leads to recessive genes expressing themselves more commonly. The Whittakers show many signs of this. Experts point to their cognitive impairments, physical deformities, and neurological issues. While there is no formal diagnosis, no official records, it's not hard to draw conclusions. But it's important to note, the Whittakers didn't choose this. They are not monsters. They are the result of generations of isolation and poverty, a cycle that no one ever broke. Chapter 5. The Family Tree with No Branches. What makes the Whittakers' story even more haunting is the mystery of their ancestry. Based on local reports and Mark Leda's research, their family tree is more like a closed loop. Multiple generations of cousin and sibling marriages have left little room for genetic diversity. The family is largely illiterate. Records are lost or never existed. Birth certificates are few and medical histories are virtually non-existent. What we do know is that their parents were double first cousins. That means their grandparents were siblings who married siblings. This sort of genetic entrapment is rare in modern America, but in deeply rural areas with little oversight, it can happen, and clearly did. Chapter 6. A glimpse into their world. Step into the Whittakers' home and you'll see a world frozen in time. The furniture is old and mismatched. The floor creaks with every step. Stray animals roam freely. And yet, there's order in the chaos. Betty cooks, Lorraine cleans. Ray grunts happily when given a soda. There are no smartphones, no internet, no social media. Their world is limited to what's around them. the trees, the hills, each other. Despite their disabilities, they display remarkable empathy and loyalty. They protect one another fiercely. They find joy in small things. Chapter 7. Exploitation or exposure. The internet was divided. Some accused Mark Laita of exploiting the family for clicks. After all, the videos went viral. People gawked, memes were made. But Mark defended his work. He said the Whittakers gave permission, that all donations went directly to the family, that the goal was never to mock but to understand, and many viewers agreed. They donated money, they sent clothes, supplies, even food. For the first time, the Whittakers were receiving help from the outside world. This raises a deeper question. When we shine a light on suffering, are we helping or hurting? The answer perhaps lies in how we choose to act after we've seen the truth. Chapter 8. Help finally arrives. Thanks to viral exposure, the Whittakers now have a roof that doesn't leak. They have food in the pantry. They wear clean clothes. Their dignity is slowly being restored. Mark Laita started a GoFundMe, raising tens of thousands of dollars. The funds went toward home repairs, groceries, medicine, and even a van. The transformation is small but meaningful. They still live in awe. They still face challenges, but they are no longer invisible. Chapter 9. What their story teaches us. The Whittakers are more than a curiosity. They are a mirror. They reflect the parts of society we choose to ignore: rural poverty, undereducation, generational trauma. They remind us that being human doesn't require perfect speech or high IQ. It requires compassion, survival, connection, and in their own way, the Whittakers have all three. Their story isn't over, but maybe now, with the world watching, the next chapter will be one of healing, understanding, and maybe even hope. If you've made it this far, we thank you. This video wasn't easy to make. The story of the Whittakers is unsettling, but it's also important because hidden in their broken house deep in the Appalachian Hills is a truth that we can't afford to ignore. Every person deserves dignity. Every life tells a story, and sometimes the ones that shock us the most are the ones that teach us the most. Please consider sharing this video, not for views, but to spread awareness. And if you'd like to support the Whittakers directly, links are in the description. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay curious and stay compassionate.